The following is a presentation of the Missouri Sports Network.
Hey, welcome back to High School Game Day here on the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. Coming to you live from the Pizza Ranch studio. Pizza Ranch with more than 7 locations in the state of Missouri, and they host our tip-off club and the women's tip-off club throughout the season, as well as quarterback club. And coming up here in March will be the baseball leadoff club. So join us every Monday at 11:30 at Pizza Ranch in the mall. Also presented by Central Bank of the Ozarks, Great Southern Bank of Missouri, but more than 100 locations in 6 states. It cares much about your money as you do. Great Southern Bank, member FDIC. Going back to Sparta, feels like we were in the same situation a week ago with the Trojans, and now we visit with Sparta Lady Trojans head coach Josh Loveland and our Chevy dealers of the Ozarks athlete of the week, Megan Brown. And Coach Loveland, first, thanks so much for helping set this up.
Hey, we're just lucky to have the opportunity, and thank you for all you guys do for high school sports.
Well, we couldn't do it without you. I get a lot of credit I don't deserve. I get a lot of blame I don't deserve too. But
Don't we all?
And Coach, you guys are you're 2/3, basically, maybe 3/4 of the way through the season. You're 18-4, I believe, on the season. What are some things you guys have really done well this year?
We run the floor really well. We guard really well, or we like to think we guard really well. We speed teams up, cause them to play fast, and we force a lot of turnovers, whether that's from good defense or it's just from speeding people up. Either way, we'll take it. That's kind of our game plan going into most games, is just to try to make you play at a fast pace. We move the basketball really well. We share the basketball really well. And we have a lot of kids that can stick it in the basket. So, ball movement, they're pretty fun to watch when they share the basketball.
Well, like I mentioned, you're 18-4 this year. You finished last season at 19-8. Tell us a little bit about what you lost, maybe to graduation, and what you had to replace coming into the 22-23 season.
So last year we had 2 seniors, Shelby McMurray and Asia Fulton. And Asia Fulton's little sister, Maya, still here. She's a junior, and she's a big part of our success as well. But Shelby was an all-stater. She averaged about 17 points a game. She was a good defender. She was really quick, really fast with the ball in her hands. So, to replace the kind of speed and athleticism that Shelby brought to the team, we've had to, like I said, share the ball more, and we've had to make up, basically 17 points a game that we graduated. And we do that by everybody pitching in, taking more shots, and just, all around everybody averaging more. But we got Natalie Wilkes back. She didn't play last year. She signed with Three Rivers to play softball, and she kind of focused on that last year. And now as a senior, she's came back, and she's averaging 13 a game. So that's been a big part of our success this year, was getting her back and getting her involved, and just, it seemed like she come back this summer, and it didn't take long for us to start meshing well and her to start getting back in a rhythm, even though it'd been a year and a half since she had played, competitive basketball. So, and then Asia brought, a really good presence on the defensive end, which, was valuable for us last year. She took a lot of charges and did a lot of things off the ball as a defender that oftentimes get overlooked. And so we've had to fill some spots and do some adjusting, but we've been able to do it, and we've put together a pretty good run here this year in 23. So we're pretty excited.
It's just 3 regular season games remaining before you head into districts right now. And number one, at this point in the season, are you relatively healthy?
We have been very fortunate, knock on wood. We've been really healthy. We've got a couple of our younger kids that have played a lot of JV that have been banged up a little bit. But varsity wise, other than a little bit of sickness here and there, we've been really healthy. So we've been really lucky, and it's a perfect time to be healthy right now, with this conference stretch right now and then going into districts here in a couple weeks. So we've been very fortunate.
Again, we're visiting with Sparta Lady Trojans head coach Josh Loveland. And Coach, talk about your conference. You just got a couple of games left, kind of handicapped. But where are you right now? And do you have an opportunity or a chance maybe of going out to maybe claim the number one?
We've got a really good shot. I think the top three teams in our conference is us and Blue Eye and Crane. And we played Crane last week and came away with a win there. And then Blue Eye, we were supposed to play last week, and that game got snowed out. So we're actually making that one up tonight. So we travel to Blue Eye tonight at 5:00, and they're undefeated in the conference, and we're undefeated in the conference. We still have a couple games left after them, but this one will be a big factor in deciding who's gonna claim the crown. So we're hoping to go out and do our thing tonight. And like I say, if everybody does their job, I think we got a good chance of coming away with a win. So
sitting next to you are Chevy dealers of the Ozarks and Missouri State Highway Patrol Athlete of the Week, Megan Brown. And tell us a little bit about what makes Megan special.
Megan has played a lot of basketball. She knows the game very well. She got a really high basketball IQ. She likes to think that she can't guard people, but she actually is one of our best defenders. It's just not in the same role as a lot of people. A lot of people are really good on-ball defenders, and then a lot of people read the game well. And Megan's one of those that reads the game extremely well. So a lot of times as a coach, and I'm probably not the only one that does this, but I pit her against the other teams who we feel is their worst offensive player. And we do that so that she has some freedom to not worry about where her man's at and read the game. So as a result of that, she leads us in deflection. She leads us in steals. She's, second on the team in rebounds. All those things that might not draw a lot of attention, she does really well just by reading the game and reading the floor and watching what's going on. And, just kind of gives her freedom to be a floor general, to talk to our other players. And, it makes a huge difference whether she thinks she's a good defender or not. So, and then offensively, she gets a lot of rebounds. She gets a lot of putbacks. She goes to the foul line a lot. She's increased her free throw percentage every year. It's still a little bit lower than we wish it was, but it's something that she has gotten much better at as she's progressed. And she's become, our leading scorer and a big threat for us.
Megan, first off, on behalf of the Missouri Sports Network, Chevy dealers of the Ozarks and the Missouri State Highway Patrol, congratulations for being selected as a Athlete of the Week, and thanks for being part of the show.
Thank you.
All right, Megan, tell us a little bit. Now, Coach said you don't like to play defense, or you don't think you're any good at defense. What are some things you feel like right now you're doing well, and what are some things you need to work on?
Going off with what Loveland said, I think I am better for my team playing back in the press. Like, I don't feel like my strongest is guarding the top of the press, so I stay back, and I feel like I do read the ball well, and I can predict where passes are going to go, and I can jump those. And yeah, I just think that backside and half court too.
Now you're scored your 1,000th career point here just a little bit back. Did you know you were approaching that number?
I'm not sure what I had going into the season, but I knew I was going to get it this season. I just wasn't sure when. And I got it last night, and I went into the game with 16 points, and then I ended up getting it in the first half of the game.
Did you know going in that you were just 16 points shy last night?
Yeah. We brought the posters to the away game.
Okay. So there was a hint.
Yeah.
What was it like when the basket went in?
Well, I came off of the bench because I got subbed out, and then the assistant coach said, "You're 3 away, just go out and shoot a 3." And the first trip down the ball, a teammate was in the corner, and she passed it to me on the top of the key, and I just let her rip. And as soon as it left my hands, I kind of knew it was going in.
What part of your game has changed? You're a senior now. You go back to your freshman year. How have you changed as a player from then until now?
So when I was a freshman, I played more of a guard role, and I was up on the press, and I was like helping bring the ball down, and I was around the perimeter. But then, due to like graduation and like height, I have moved more down to playing a post position, and especially since we didn't have Natalie last year, I was like our main post. So I did play like the high post more, but now with Natalie back, I play more of like the short corner. Like, so I've played it all 4 years of high school.
Do you have a favorite position?
I like being like the second post. Like Natalie can go out there and be at the top of the or at the elbows, and then she can look down for me because I just like sneak in the way.
Very good. Now, if the 2023 Megan could go back to that freshman year and give yourself some advice, yeah, as a freshman, what advice would you give yourself as a freshman, based on what you know now?
Oh. If I could go back, I would probably say just to like let the game play out itself and not try to like focus less on how the game makes me feel like emotionally and just kind of like move on past things.
It happens really fast, doesn't it? When you're a freshman, you don't
Yeah.
ever think you're going to be a senior.
Yeah.
And now you've got 3 regular season games, and it's coming to an end. As you reflect back on your career, are there games that you'd like to go back and play again? Maybe it was a game you played really well and you had a great time. Maybe it's that game from the other night where you scored your 1,000th point, or maybe it's a game that you felt like it got away from you that you feel like you should have won. I'd like to go play that again. Are there games that that stick in your mind that you'd like to go back and replay?
Definitely. Last year in the Walnut Grove tournament, we played Miller, and we had it until like that last quarter, and then it just slipped away from us. And that game has just like I think it was on everybody's mind going into the season. So when we went into the Walnut Grove tournament this year, like we still had that bad taste in our mouth, and we just wanted to finish it up this year.
Outstanding. What are your plans for next year? Are you going to college, and have you made that? You may not have even made that decision yet.
I have decided I'm going to go and continue volleyball, but I haven't decided where. So,
Any particular area of study?
elementary education.
Oh, very nice. Is there background? Do you have family that is in education?
Not anybody, but I want to come back here. And then I told Loveland I'd be his assistant coach when I get back.
Very good. Very good. Well, Megan, again, on behalf of the Missouri Sports Network, the Missouri State Highway Patrol, and Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks, congratulations for being named an Athlete of the Week.
Thanks for having me.
Coach, I want to thank you for kind of help set this up. You've got a big one tonight with Blue Eye, and when this airs, that game will already be final. If you guys are to come out on top tonight, what are 1 or 2 stats you're going to be able to point at and say this is why we won the game?
Turnovers. Obviously, we want to limit ours, and we want to force them to turn it over. I think points off turnovers are going to be big, and then rebounding. If we win the battle of the boards and we win in transition, then we're going to come out in good shape.
Very good, Coach. Again, thank you so much, and Megan, again, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
You bet. You're watching the Missouri Sports Network at MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. Brought to you by Burgess & Associates, Shelter Insurance, Liuna Local Labor's Local 663, Building Missouri, and Building Missouri State. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol remind us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow.